If you're anything like me, you have an unhealthy attachment to making other people happy. You may have difficulty saying no or feel guilty when you feel that you are disappointing other people. So today we're going to be talking all about people pleasing and how to finally break this habit and to start to put yourself first. Welcome back. My name is Nina and I'm a life coach that specializes in personal development. Here at this channel we talk about everything having to do with our emotional well-being, understanding our own psychology, and leading our best life possible. So if you aren't already a subscriber, please take a moment and become one. We definitely want you to stay connected. Now, people-pleasing sounds very noble when you say it, but it's actually quite different than generosity. In true generosity, we have a genuine happiness with giving service to others, and it's based out of a very healthy self-esteem. People-pleasing, in contrast, is very different. It is based out of a lower self-worth and the need to really prove ourselves by doing things for other people and getting the external validation. It took me years to stop people pleasing. I was always one of those people that was so concerned with making everybody happy around me that I was never really having my own needs met because there was never time to. I was always so focused on everybody else. And I know that many of you out there can completely identify with this. So today I'm going to give you some tried and true strategies for finally giving up this habit for good. But before we do that, let's look at some different ways that we can determine if we really are a people pleaser. So some of the signs that we can look for is always trying to agree with other people, always feeling like we are worried that if we give our own opinion, people aren't going to like us or appreciate us, having difficulty saying no, having difficulty having our needs met or expressing ourselves, feeling excessively responsible for other people's feelings, and of course, doing things that we don't actually want to do. So if you are indeed a people pleaser and you are addicted to approval, what can you do about it? The first thing we can do is to notice when we are doing it. So many people are people pleasers but have never really acknowledged that. So it is a habit that just builds and gets worse and worse over time. So we need to gain some kind of awareness. We need to see, who makes us feel this way? Why are we doing this? And what needs are really being met by people pleasing in the first place? All our behavior stems from the fact that we are trying to meet some needs. So we need to find out what people pleasing is actually giving us. The next thing we need to do is to really determine the difference between people pleasing and goodwill. So of course we want to be good people and we want to be of service to other people, but we really need to look at the actual motivation. So is the motivation that we really want to be kind and generous to someone else, or do we feel the need to people please and do things because we feel that we have to do it? The third thing is to realize that we do always have a choice. That is something so simple, but something that I always fail to realize. The option of saying no is always available to us. So realize that we are never forced into any situation. We always have an active choice whether we choose to participate or not. The fourth thing we can do is to understand and appreciate the true value of authenticity. When we people please, we are not being true to ourselves. We are not being our authentic selves. We are doing things because other people want us to do them. And we need to make sure that we are doing things because we want to do them, because that is in best alignment with the life that we truly want to lead. The fifth thing we can do is to take time to visualize what your life would actually look like if you lived it on your own terms. If you were putting yourself first and actually meeting your needs, what could your life potentially look like? When we take time to really acknowledge how much better our life would actually be if we broke ourselves of that horrible habit of people pleasing, you're going to have a lot more incentive and determination to actually have that habit be broken. The sixth thing that we can do is to stop caring so much what other people think. And this was huge for me. I was always worried I was going to look selfish if I included myself into the mix. And we have to remember that it is never selfish to take your own needs into consideration. When we are so focused on our perception in the eyes of other people, we are really limiting our own choices in life, because we're only going to make decisions that we feel are going to make other people happy, which oftentimes is not what's going to make us the most happy. The seventh thing that we can do to help us in this process is to really keep track of our emotions. So changing this habit can actually start to bring out some negative emotions for us. It can make us feel very, very anxious, because this is a habit that we have used to make ourselves feel better. It can make us feel extremely vulnerable to be all of a sudden taking our own needs into consideration. So we want to make sure that we are really expressing ourselves, because if we don't properly express these feelings, they're going to really eat at us, and we're going to eventually go back to our old ways. So it's important that we, write in a journal, talk to a friend or a family member or someone that might be understanding of this, or, perform some self-therapy on yourself by talking it out with yourself. But definitely allow yourself the time and space you need to really get those emotions out to help you work through this process. And the eighth thing that we can do is to schedule time for ourselves. And this might be a completely foreign concept if we are really excessive in our people pleasing, but we want to make sure that we are beginning to give ourselves the time and attention that we need. So that includes some very indulgent self-care sometimes. You want to make sure that you are doing things purely for the fun of it, purely for the enjoyment of it, and doing things that are of your own creation, not the ideas of other people, but your own ideas. It's important that we start to learn how to please ourselves and to meet our own needs. And you may not know initially what your needs actually are or what things do ultimately please you, but it's all about developing this new relationship with yourself so that you can learn to really take great care of yourself, to meet your own needs, and to start to really put yourself first. Hiding your true self or consistently putting the needs of other people in front of your own really does yourself no favors at all, and it certainly does not enhance healthy relationships. Relationships are all about balance. Both people's needs in any relationship needs to be met for it to be a healthy relationship. So you want to consider the feelings and emotions and needs of other people, of course, but you need to also consider your own feelings, needs, and opinions. It is never too late to learn to live a life that is free and authentic, and to break that habit of people pleasing. Because if you can do so, you're going to find that your life becomes so much happier and more meaningful and more fulfilling, because you are leading the life that you were born to lead. So I hope this video was helpful, and if it was, please like it and share it with someone else who may need to hear the same message today. Also, if you aren't already a subscriber, please take a moment and become one. We definitely want you to stay connected. And I thank you so much for spending time with me today. Have an absolutely amazing day.